Okay, today's goal is Mary Jane Falls, and I guess if you're going to go to Mary Jane Falls, you want to see a waterfall. We're at the Trail Canyon Trailhead right now in the Mount Charleston Wilderness in Kyle Canyon. And wow, it's the second week in May, and it's been a very wet, cold winter here. So there's a lot of snow all around us. There's more snow than I've seen at this time of year, or any time of year for the past few years. And that snow is melting. And here we are on Echo Road. You just got to see this. There's snow down in Charleston Village. And here we are on Echo Road. And today, Echo Road is a creek. You have about 2 inches of water flowing on Echo Road. So we can only imagine what it's going to be like at Mary Jane Falls. Look at this. This is just amazing. So as I said, all that snow above and around us is melting all at once. Yeah, this is Echo Road. And who knows when you're going to see it like this again. So this is a very unique time. So Mary Jane Falls is up near the top of Kyle Canyon. That's where we're headed. Trail Canyon Trailhead again. And here we go. Well, what do you know? You can park a little further up. Parallel parking. But I don't think you can park up at the end. We'll see. Well, I stand corrected. I guess you could save about 300 feet of walking if you park up here. And this looks like actually a new parking area from what I've seen before. Looks like it's been expanded. So yes, you can park right at the Mary Jane Falls Trailhead. Here we are at the trailhead. Little information, you can freeze the video if you want to read this. Interesting little warning for people regarding mountain lions. And here's a map of the area. Okay, let's head up the trail. Last week I was in Red Rock Canyon trying to cool off, and Red Rock Canyon only just about I don't know, 30 miles from here. So I'm dressed like I was in Red Rock Canyon. Suddenly I find myself in 40-degree weather up here. Big changes in the Las Vegas area. Changes in temperature, weather, depending on where you are within just 40 miles or so of Las Vegas. This whole area has the feel of an alpine area that has been covered in a deep blanket of snow and ice for a number of months, and then all of a sudden it's melted, and now you see the plant life struggling to come back, spring to life, and a lot of things flattened out here. You can see the trees that have fallen during the winter and previous winters. But yeah, it's a pretty harsh environment for the plant life up here, or anything that's trying to survive this this winter environment. And we start out on this maintenance road. Trail's very wide. And yeah, trees have not been removed yet. I don't know. I'm not hearing any water. Maybe it's all locked up in the snow still. Who knows? Let's find out. Less than half a mile. Maintenance road ends. And the trail begins splitting off to the right. Healthy incline on this trail. Look at the surroundings. So beautiful. Definitely in a canyon with walls on either side. A lot of beautiful limestone rock formations along the way. And there are the cliffs above. These formations almost look like they were constructed rather than natural. But of course they are natural. Yeah, getting a little bit more rugged. We haven't reached the switchbacks yet. You almost wonder when the snow above really begins to melt. Maybe midday, or maybe in a few weeks. This could be a little river down here. We don't know. You can almost imagine the wild avalanche, maybe accompanied by a lot of flowing water, that created this gully here. Look at the size of these rocks. They're all washed down from the cliffs above to this area. Definitely the whole area is in a constant state of transformation. Okay, now we have reached a waypoint And the Mary Jane Falls Trail continues off to the right, and the switchbacks begin. If you went straight as an alternate, you'd be ending up on the Big Falls Trail and at Big Falls, and we'll look at that in the future. But for now, it's Mary Jane Falls, so let's head up the switchbacks. It's a beautiful little well-constructed trail, which in part explains why it's so popular. It's one of the most popular trails, Mary Jane Falls, in the Mount Charleston wilderness. Either it's warming up or it's the altitude gain that's warming me up. It's supposed to be 90 degrees in the Las Vegas Valley today. And as I said, we started out in the low 40s on this trail. I've calculated that for every 1,000 feet you gain, you lose 5 degrees. And so the Mount Charleston area, when you get up to the 11 to 12,000 foot area, and right now we're probably looking at, I don't know, 9,000, 10,000 feet. But by the time you get to the 11,900 foot level, the Mount Charleston wilderness, you're near 40 degrees cooler than in Las Vegas. So on those Las Vegas summers, people wonder, why are you hiking when it's 115 degrees? You're gonna melt. Well, when I'm up in the Charleston wilderness and around the Charleston Peak area, it's about 70 degrees on that same day. So it's a really nice situation when you're tired of being in a box that's air conditioned. You're in Las Vegas trying to escape the 115 degree weather, and you're living from one air conditioned box to another. To come up here and to be able to look around and see just spectacular views as far as the eye can see, and you're out in the wide open and you're in 70 degrees. It's a whole different world up here. And there we're looking toward the Griffith Peak area, back down Kyle Canyon. And up in this direction would be the Charleston Peak area. Okay, let's continue. Well, if you listen carefully, you can actually begin to hear the falls. You can hear flowing water up above. This may be truly amazing. Yeah, right now it just sounds like a very faint breeze, but it's going to get louder as we continue to ascend. You just wonder what kind of conditions it would take for a massive tree this size to suddenly fall. Just can't get over this. I've been down in Red Rock Canyon most of this winter. Really miss this. It's just so incredible to imagine that we're only less than 40 miles from the Las Vegas Strip right now. Less than an hour's drive. And here we're looking at the spectacular cliffs on the south ridge of Kyle Canyon. And the sound of that waterfall is beginning to rise, get louder as we approach it. Just over that ridge, south ridge of Kyle Canyon, and then down ways, but not too far. You're in Red Rock Canyon. Joshua trees, yucca plants, spring flowers beginning to bloom, and a very stark, arid desert environment compared to where we are here. I'd say as the crow flies, it's probably only, I don't know, 15, 20 miles at the most to that desert environment. There are plateau viewpoints on the North Loop Trail, the Charleston North Loop Trail, and one of them may be right up here. A lot of snow for mid-May. sound of water increasing in volume. And here we see our first view of Mary Jane Falls. Flows year-round. I've been here in August, where it's just a trickle. We'll see what it is today. Trail continues to rise. Looks like a few people took a shortcut. Want to go straight up the slope rather than switchbacks. Messes up the whole area. If you want that kind of experience, hey, go to the base of Mummy Mountain and ascend the avalanche slopes at the base of Mummy Mountain. That'll give you a lot more excitement than this little shortcut. Not sure, but we just may be looking at the south ridge of Kyle Canyon and the ridge line that I take on the way up to Charleston Peak, and this may indeed be Charleston Peak. It's hard to tell from this perspective, but I'd say this is a very good candidate just by the looks of the terrain up there, which means that the airplane crash from the 1950s would be right in this area. If you can imagine a plane heading over this area and hitting a wind draft that just caused it to slam down into that little saddle there. Okay, here's a perspective of the falls. And then left of the falls, little cave. Many people don't know that cave exists. It's got a beautiful view. We'll go up there in a bit. I'd say if I came here just a few weeks earlier, I might be wanting to wear my spiked shoes that I wear on snowfields like this, glaciers, but there is always a way. There are little bypass trails at the foot of these snowfields, so you don't have to walk across the very edge and risk slipping and then heading down here. That sound a little earlier, that sounded like just a faint breeze in the distance. It's getting louder, and it's actually Mary Jane Falls. Well, in August, it's just a trickle that keeps the rocks wet. But wow, we were looking at a major fall. Well, as you can see, there's really 3 falls here. One on the left, one in the center, and one on the right. Pretty spectacular. Okay, let's go ahead and head over to the cave. Don't know exactly where it is, but let's find out. Correction, I just headed over that little ridge I was on, and there's the cave. That's our next target. Well, the path from the falls to the cave is a little convoluted due to all the snow. But then that's why there's so much water in the falls, making it so spectacular. So let's wind our way around this little pathway. And definitely if you're here in the, in June onward, it's a very easy path over to the cave. Wow, this is just so spectacular. It's incredible. And here we are, the short path from the falls over there. To the cave. Right up here. Wow, here we are in the cave. And look at this. You can't do a whole lot better than this. Just an amazing view. When I came up here, there were a couple of women who had been in this cave since 6 a.m. It's now 10. And they just stayed up here watching the sunrise all that time. Some little cave inhabitants down here. Definitely on the lookout for a handout. Well, this pretty much concludes Mary Jane Falls. Wow, what a day. I started out in 40-degree weather, wearing my running shorts, and it's now very, very warm. It's always been a strategy of mine to start out a little cold, and somehow that conserves energy. And by the time that it warms up, you've conserved energy and moisture in your body, and you're feeling just perfect. Certainly worked today. So goodbye to the cave and to Mary Jane Falls. What a day. And if you've been here in August, you're probably used to seeing the rocks, the cliff, just slightly wet compared to what there is today.